way out of my league. Alright, gonna land. That's the wrong frickin' button. Ah. Hit L instead of J. Okay. Reunion sounds nice. Reunion is one of the most Earth-like planets found by the early settlers, all the way down to its moon and tides. It has grown into a mostly urban world, which supplies manufactured goods of all sorts to the neighboring systems. Local politics are unusually lively for a republic world, to the point where a seat in the local parliament is often more hotly contested than one in the Republic Senate. Topics of debate include trade and taxation, of course, but also seemingly fringe issues, like biodiversity regulations for green space. It may be that a world with no terraforming needs is focusing instead on tweaking society itself. Okay. Boom. Okay, spaceport. The spaceport, although designed as a clean and modern building, is a place of barely controlled chaos. Vendors selling food on the sides of the hallways, tourist families with young children, and even a few farmers driving cattle. People of every age and race and occupation rub shoulders here, but there is no sign of the extreme sort of poverty that you have seen on some other worlds. Yeah. Okay. Next up, I don't know how to say that. Is it Denebola? 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 No lo sé. Land. Okay, I haven't read the Geyser spaceport yet. This spaceport was built 7 or 8 centuries ago, and its once grand architecture has fallen into decay. A ring of hangars with arched cement ceilings surrounds a central complex of warehouse towers, whose upper stories once held food courts and luxury hotel rooms. But now many of the hangars have collapsed, and the ones that remain have rugged plastic netting bolted to the ceilings to protect ships from falling fragments of cement. Only one of the food courts remains active, and although a few of the hotel rooms are still used, the marble fixtures and tile floors were once so polished and clean are now chipped and cracked and worn down. Okay. Right hand on arrow keys, left hand on tab. Let's do this. Oh yeah, tab's the shoot button. And land. The Dog Star. Relic. The spaceport on Relic consists of one low building surrounded by open-air concrete slabs for ships to land on. If rain were more common here, you would worry about your ship rusting. But in this environment, the only threat to it is the infrequent sandstorms. Alright then. 30,000, okay. It's hostile. There's a lot of friendlies there. There we go. More space. Electronics. Real cheap. No thanks. I don't think I will do any of that, yeah. Okay. Jump. I'm not gonna join the friggin' Navy. Navy. I'm a free man. That is what I am. What I will always be. Alright. Land. And now I can hawk all those luxury goods. Sorry, can't do that. Alright, let's see what's in that general direction. Oop. Pearl. Collect a ton of monies. Pearl is an idyllic forested world, mostly set aside as a wildlife sanctuary for imported exotic species. Each of the islands and continents houses animals and plants from a different planet's biosphere. Terraforming stations and satellites maintain the atmospheric gas levels in order to keep each island at the proper temperature and rainfall level. Some of the islands are open for tourists and safari tours, and even for hunting. Others are owned by private companies and used for medical research. People with training in veterinary medicine are always in high demand here. Alright, any jobs I can do. Okay, right. I forgot to accept the job, I think. Yeah, I did. So, way to go, me. I also forgot to look at the thing. Also, way to go, me. Can't I just, like, pay my stuff in advance? I got 124,000. Land. Thrall has a warm, moderate climate and a geography of mostly gently rolling hills. Most of the industry here takes the form of agriculture, especially growing cotton. Oh wow, thrall, cotton, wow, yeah, subtle. There are also 3 major cities where the cotton is spun into thread and woven into textiles for export off-world. It is one of the few places in the galaxy where cotton is picked by hand, because labor here is cheaper than the cost of buying and maintaining machinery. The locals are prevented from seeking more lucrative employment elsewhere partly by the crushingly low wages, which make the cost of space transport prohibitively high for most, and partly by the educational system, which is among the worst in the galaxy. Wow, it's like the Deep South is a planet! Wow! Okay, spaceport. The spaceport consists of a vast asphalt-paved field for landing ships, and some wooden buildings a few stories tall. Most of the materials for export are stored in sheds or stacked under plastic tarps, with a few police officers clustered around them, to make sure no ship picks up cargo that has not been paid for. Inside the buildings, two restaurants with different names serve an identical selection of fried foods. Okay. Da 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 da. Da, da, na, 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 da, 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 da. Okay. Silver. Okay. Profit. -17. No thanks. I got 1 bunk free. This is the bank. Here you can apply for new mortgages, if your income and credit history allows it. The bank is also a good place to get an overview of your daily expenses, mortgage payments, crew salaries, etc. Paying off a mortgage early means you pay less interest to the bank, but it is sometimes wiser to instead use your money to buy a bigger ship, which can earn you more income. Oh, so you can pay off sooner. Okay. I think I'll pay 75,000. There we go. Saving myself money. Okay, trading. Leaving Oblivion. So I guess I'm in an asteroid belt or something. Nope. If you can hear that, that is my phone telling me to take my meds. Crap, are those hostages? Maybe, maybe not. I don't care. New Britain is one of the few worlds in the Dirt Belt region of the galaxy that is relatively prosperous and has a large population. Although the gravity here is slightly low, it is otherwise a nearly ideal Earth-like world, rich enough in natural resources that all the raw materials for the local industry can come from on-planet. Among the native life forms, the most striking are the many species of large and colorful birds, most of which have learned to give the cities and spaceport a wide berth. Okay, so I can sell, well, I can buy metal for very little, so that's good. Spaceport. The spaceport is a granite ziggurat, a step pyramid with landing pads and hangars on each level. On the top levels are the dining areas and meeting rooms for corporate visitors. The lower floors provide a warehouse and storage space. Compared to the relatively traditional architecture of the city nearby, the spaceport looks out of place, even absurd. But to the locals, it is meant as a clear display to visitors that even though they are in a region of space known for poor and sparsely populated worlds, this particular world is far more developed. All right. Ready for combat. Someday I will have enough cash. Oh right, I don't have enough fuel for a jump. Oblivion's mighty far away from here. Alright, leaving Oblivion. Okay, probably gonna wrap up sometime soon. Alright, not enough fuel. Wait, what? What? Ah. Always look at the map. No, wait. Okay. Help friend. All right there, I'm as close to stopped as I can get. Thank you. And make a jump. And land. New Wales. Wait, that's Scottish. New Wales. They're Irish. I can't do a Welsh. New Wales is home to a few mining outposts which extract and refine rare earth minerals and heavy metals. It is dangerous work. The mines are deep underground and prone to noxious gases and cave-ins, and the refineries work with molten radioactive materials and caustic chemicals. Due to the somewhat dim light of the star Algoril and the cloudiness of the atmosphere, this is not a good world for farming, and the population remains quite small. Oh, I can... Jobs. I could in theory, but I don't want to.